Welcome to the Sunny Days Podcast. I am your host, Sunny Brooks, and I'm so excited to have you. This show was created to inspire women to heal from their past, take control of the present, and manifest their future. Here you will get love, laughter, support, and straight realness. So if you're ready to get rid of your shit and live unapologetically, this is for you. Let's start healing, living, and fucking manifesting. It has been a minute since I've been here, but no worries because I'm back. It is a short episode, and excuse me, already you can kind of hear two reasons. Why? Because I have shit to do, and two, I have the little sniffles for the first time in like over 2 years. No, almost 2 years, since 2017, October or November. I have a little cold, it's not even a cold. I'm not sure what's going on. I had a little sniffles or whatever. So I can't be on here too long with the sniffles and and stuff like that. Whatever. So I'm coming to drop a few gems on you and invite you to two things. The first thing I want to invite you to, which are both free, is the Complete Wellness Masterclass. It's free. Just click the link to join it. You see where it says join the masterclass? Click that and you'll be able to join for free. The Complete Wellness Masterclass is next week Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be talking about how to live your best life by being well, by being healthy, by having great nutrition, physical activity, all of those great things, right? That's what I'm going to be talking about in my Complete Wellness class. And then I also want to have you join the challenge, the Learn, Grow, and Transform challenge that takes place in October. I gathered 20 plus phenomenal women to deliver some information to y'all that is going to be life-changing. The purpose of the Learn, Grow, and Transform challenge is to get women together. One, to get them together. That's just the first thing, right? We want to get women together more often and create safe spaces that we could talk about things that we don't talk about often, or learn about things that they're not teaching in mainstream society. But I wanted to get women together to learn about spirituality, wellness, and personal development, not only in the cliche way or the YouTube videos or the podcast, but get live interaction and sessions with women who specialize in different topics. Some women specialize in spirituality, some women specialize in a wellness or personal growth, and everyone is coming with their own topic. They're going to have a 45 minutes to an hour session. It is completely free. We have over 20 women. It starts October 1st, so make sure you click the link to join. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be life-changing. We have topics like shadow work, meditation, birth, your natal charts. We have self-care, sexual wellness, natural hair care. We have so many different topics, so make sure you join. But yeah, those are the two things I want you to join. The Complete Wellness Masterclass, make sure you join that for free, and the Learn, Grow, and Transform Challenge. So I'm coming to you today with a short episode of Sunny Gems, because it's short, straight to the point, but powerful. I have 3 questions that I want to ask you. And when I ask you these questions, I want you to think about them, reflect on them, journal about them, and start acting on them. The first question is, what do you want? What do you want? I'm not saying what do you want. What do you really, really want, right? This question was asked to me about 2 weeks ago now when I was on vacation. Now, it was, what do you want? And then, what do you really want? And then the third time it was, what do you really, really want? Because the first time when you ask yourself, what do you want? You're probably going to name the stuff like, I want a new car. I want a loving spouse. I want those new shoes. I want this. I want that. All the materialistic things. The second time you may ask yourself that, you may say, okay, I think I want a new house. I want better credit. But I also want some joy. I want peace. I want freedom. And then when you ask yourself, what do you really, really want? You get to the root of things that you want, because you realize that the things that you want are only going to bring you certain feelings, or you think they're going to bring you certain feelings and bring certain emotions. For example, you say, I want the new car, I want this new partner, this new house. Why? Because you may feel like you're able to get feel love. You may feel like you will have peace if you get your new car. You may feel like you will have freedom if you get your own house, right? So what do you really, really want? It may not be those things. It may be to have freedom, to have peace, to have love within your life. So I want you to ask yourself, what do you want? Get down to the nitty gritty and figure out, what do you want? It's not many times we ask ourselves, what do we want? It's not. We always say we want this, we want that, but is that what you really want? What's the reason for you wanting that materialistic thing, right? The second question I want you to ask yourself is, what are your desires? What are your desires? It's probably going to take you a minute to answer that question, because I know it did when I was first asked this question. I think maybe over a year ago. What are your desires? What do you desire? It's a little different than what do you want, right? Your desires. I'm not going to elaborate too much on it, but I want you to just ponder that. What do you desire? What do you desire? This could be in the physical way, a spiritual way, a mental way, an emotional way, a sexual way. What do you desire? And the last question, what brings you pleasure? In society, we get so much information that brings pain, that brings hurt, that brings agony, that brings distress, right? We consume so much information that don't bring us pleasure. We experience so much in life that's not pleasurable. We go to jobs that don't please us. We're sometimes with partners, or there are times that our partners don't bring us pleasure. There are times we don't allow ourselves to feel pleasure. We should. We tend to feel more pain nowadays than pleasure, whether that's voluntarily or involuntarily. That's why I ask you, what brings you pleasure? And if you don't have an answer to this question, this is the time that I challenge you to find out, to explore. I don't want you to say, dang, I really don't have an answer to this question, so that means I'm not ahead of the game, or excuse me, I don't know myself. That's okay. When you don't know, there's room for, it's room for you to explore. It's room for you to get to know yourself. It's room for you to try new things. So what brings you pleasure? And if you know what brings you pleasure, do more of those pleasurable things. Especially for women in this society, and specifically Black women, I can speak from that, right? Because I can only speak from my perspective. I am a Black woman. We are not built, but we seem strong, and we seem our best by society, right? Not by ourselves, but we seem strong and seem capable and able and our best selves by the amount of pain we can endure, and not the amount of pleasure we can experience. Not the pleasure we can provide, because that's something we always do. We provide pleasure to many people, our partners, our kids, our parents, our friends, but us experiencing pleasure is different. And when we think of pleasure, a lot of times we think about it in a sexual context. And it is, and it's fine. And it's a beautiful thing to explore sexual pleasure. It's beautiful. That's one of my favorite pleasurable things, right? However, pleasure outside of that, creating may be something that brings you pleasure, but what type of creating? Singing, dancing. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the arts. It can be literally sitting still. It can be traveling. What brings you pleasure? What brings you pleasure? And whatever it is that brings you pleasure, I want you to do more of that. Make it an effort. Make a conscious decision to do something pleasurable at least once. Allow yourself to feel pleasure. Nothing is going to happen. You're not going to lose anything. Just because you're not working hard doesn't mean that you don't deserve what you have. Experience pleasure. Like, allow yourself. I keep saying this because it is a different type of life you live. It's a different type of joy that you walk with. It's a different beat in your step when you experience pleasure consistently on an ongoing basis. So the 3 questions was, what do you want? I want you to really figure out, dig deep, what do you truly want? I'm not talking about the house, the car, the good credit, the money, the good spouse. What do you want? It's a reason you want those things. What do you think those things are going to bring you? Is it peace? Is it love? Is it joy? Is it freedom? What is it that you want? What are your desires? What are you desiring, right? What are your desires? We want these new partners and we want these new experiences in life, but if we don't know our desires, we can't expect people to meet our needs or help us fulfill or basically fulfill our desires if we don't even know what our desires are. So what are your desires? And the last thing, what brings you pleasure? Ask yourself these questions, reflect on these questions, write them down, journal, and once you figure it out, start acting on it, start working towards it, and start experiencing more pleasure. I believe the more pleasure we feel, the more pleasure we experience as women, as a whole planet, right? The better the world would be. If we wasn't in so much pain and allow ourselves to feel pain all the time and feel more pleasure and replace some of that pain with pleasure, the world will be a much better place. A much better place. So, those are my questions. I told you it was quick, simple, and easy today. But I came to you because I wanted to give you that. And don't be in a rush to answer those questions. Allow yourself to sit with those questions, digest them, see how they make you feel, what comes up, things like that, right? But if you haven't already, make sure you join my free masterclass, The Complete Wellness. Just click the link. It's free. Join. Complete Wellness. It'll be next week, Tuesday. I believe that's September 23rd or 24th, something like that. Whatever, it's in my calendar. September 20, next week Tuesday, September 24th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And join the free challenge, the Learn, Grow, and Transform Challenge, where I bring together 20 plus women, 20 plus experts that is going to be talking about the topics of spirituality, wellness, and personal development starting October 1st. And if nobody told y'all today, guess what? I fucking love y'all. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode as much as I did, be sure to leave me a review and share this episode with others. Also, you can screenshot it and post it on your social media page and tag me at I Am Sunny Brooks. Be sure to check out my website at www.iamsunnybrooks.com and follow me on all social media platforms at I Am Sunny Brooks. Let's heal and manifest together.